dictionaries for recycling.
Hey folks, welcome back to Ken Michaels Radio, where every show is about the Beatles. We do lots of interviews with people, some one-on-one, lots of panel discussions, and for the last, I don't know, few weeks, I've been in this trivia mood. I love doing Beatles trivia. I've been doing it on the radio now for 41 years. I do it on my website, kenmichaelsradio.com. And we've had two shows just recently, and what we call the Ultimate Beatles Trivia Show, in which I invite three friends of mine, three contestants, to all compete to see who knows the most about the Beatles for that moment. Anyway, it's all a bunch of fun. And even if you're very knowledgeable, it's very possible that you may not get some of this stuff. It's all about Beatles music, solo music, any part of their history. And this time out, we have to bring back our reigning champion, Joe Mayo, who is from the Mean Mr. Mayo channel. He's also one of my partners in crime on the Talk More Talk, a Solo-Beatles Videocast. And he's been on a streak. We're going to see if he can keep it going. Welcome back, Joe.
Thank you. It feels like I already did three, though. It's only two. I don't. It just seems like I keep coming back.
That's because you keep thinking about this show. It's always in the back of your mind.
That's the only thing, guys. I'm going to tell you. If either one of you win tonight, you're going to be stuck doing it over and over and over.
You may be on this show for life.
No, you never know.
Well, we'll see. We try to bring back the winner if we can. If schedules don't work out, then we just invite somebody else in his place. But most of the time, we will try to get the winner back for the show. Also, speaking of podcasts, another one of my colleagues here, Darren DeVivo, is on for the first time with the trivia show. He's been a guest on this channel. He's part of Things We Said Today, which is a talk show podcast we've been doing since 2012. Well, Darren joined, what year, do you remember?
2017, I think. Egypt Station came out in 2017.
2018. Yes.
18?
Yeah.
2018.
See, I already got a point.
Not yet. That doesn't count.
Yeah, because I think the first show we did was when I joined Things We Said Today as a host with Alan and you, was a review of Egypt Station.
Okay. That's a good benchmark right there.
That's how I remember.
All right. Well, it's always great having you on that show. And now for the first time here, and who knows, you might be coming back, Darren DeVivo. And also we have Larry Graves, who is also known on YouTube as Canadian Studmuffin. He does all kinds of videos, all related to music, interviews musicians, has a lot of Beatles shows on there. Recently, I was a guest. He invited me, as well as Joe. Joe has actually been my shadow lately for the last few weeks. And along with a few other great guests he had on, Glenn Calloway, Sam St. John, Brian Emanuel, we did a nice long conversation all about the Beatles, talking about the Get Back documentary, what we'd like to see come out on the Beatles from the archives, what we'd like to see from the solo Beatles. Real nice video that you should check out. And by all means, check out Larry's own YouTube channel, Canadian Studmuffin.
I just need to pray for a minute here.
Why is that?
Okay, it's good.
I just saw you had your 900th episode.
No, that wasn't me.
Oh, I thought I saw that on your YouTube
that was
channel.
for a contest entry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Trophy. No, I've got like no, that was for his 900th video. I think I've got like 3,000 videos.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
A
you've
lot
been
more
doing
than
this.
900.
How long have you been doing this since?
17 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Innovator.
Yes, I'm the very first.
Yes.
We should do a trivia show on your videos.
Yeah.
Who knows the most about Larry's videos?
Yeah.
Anyway, so if you haven't seen the other two shows we've done so far, the way this works is, since this is a Beatles trivia show, I wanted to make sure there were nine either trivia questions or games. The first three are worth 1 point apiece. The next three are worth 2 points apiece. The only time things get complicated is with the seventh game or trivia question. By the way, you can't lose points. This is not like Jeopardy here. except one particular way. This is the only complicated thing about the show. When it comes to the 7th game or trivia question, if you get it right, you win 3 points, but you automatically you have the option of being the first person to try for the 8th one. And if you get it wrong, then you would lose 4 points. You can pick one of 3 Beatle games to do so. Or you could opt out of that and just be treated like everybody else and try for 4 points with everybody else. The 7th game or trivia question is worth 3 points. The 8th one is worth 4 points. And the last one, the 9th one, is worth 5 points. And by the way, the last one, everybody can get 5 points because it's going to be one where you write down the answers. And if you have all the answers that I need, you can all get 5 points. Darren looks confused.
Well, this is my normal face.
And Ken, let me ask you, when it comes time for us to write down our answers at the end, the last one, I'm assuming you want it so, because this happened before, so it's kind of legible, so you're going to show it to you. Right?
Yes, it must
Can't
be
just be like
legible. That's another thing.
scribble. You know,
I had to find 3 people with good penmanship for this show, which took a lot of research, but these 3 qualify right there.
Read that?
I do, but
Hello. Okay, very good.
Okay.
wait a minute, I'm going to start
Now,
writing now. Hold on.
First question I have is, you had us tie these electrical wires around our waist,
Uh-huh.
all of us. So what were those for? Are we gonna at some point get like zapped here?
You got to
you
get all
don't-
the answers right.
If you don't get any of the answers, you get
If you
zapped
see
boy.
one
each
of us
time.
suddenly going like this,
Yeah.
All right, so, and each of you, since we don't have buzzers here or anything, you raise your hand, wait till I finish the question before you do raise your hand, and say your name, and that's how we'll know who goes first and next, and so on. Okay?
Okay.
Are we all ready?
Sure.
Ready to
Think
rack
so.
our brains?
Ready as
Ringo.
I'm going to be.
No points for that one.
Oh, sorry.
1981.
I'm sorry.
I'm getting.
Okay, he's warmed up. I could tell they both are. For the first game, this is kind of like a tradition. The first one is a one-liner. That's when I read part of the lyrics of a Beatles song or solo Beatles song, and you've got to tell me what song that is. The line reads, "I've got no time for trivialities."
Joe,
Joe.
When I Get Home, the most underrated Beatles song, in my
Really?
opinion.
Okay. I tell you, when I was a kid, that was one of my least favorite Beatles songs, and I like it so much more now.
Yeah.
It's got a great R&B feel to it. I love it. So Joe now has 1 point. And now for the second trivia question or game. This is a trivia question for 1 point. What song did George Harrison contribute for the soundtrack of Lethal Weapon 2?
Ooh,
Joe,
Yes, Joe.
Cheer Down.
Okay. Joe's on a roll.
Darren, you're not doing very well.
no,
He was
but you
very
know what I'm gonna
close.
do? The next one that I know, I'm gonna raise my hand and go, Joe,
Yeah,
And then get the wrong answer
and
intentionally.
then get it wrong.
that's the way. That's the way. That's a strategy.
Okay, 1 point for this one. Another trivia question. What Beatles song was originally titled Maharishi?
Larry,
Joe.
Yes,
Sexy Sadie.
Well,
very good.
I was first.
Okay. John came up with the title, and George said to him, you can't call the song Maharishi. He had to go and change it. All right, so we got Joe with 2 points, Larry with 1, and Darren getting warmed up. Okay, so now for 2 points. Another trivia question. In John Lennon's classic song, God, he rattles off a bunch of popular idols of our culture that he doesn't believe in, ending with the Beatles. Who did he mention just before the Beatles?
Ooh,
Joe.
Now, that was Darren.
Oh,
You got to say
the
your
last
name.
one, you gyp. Is this how you're going to get me out of here?
I think I'm right. I'm not sure. Zimmerman, Bob Dylan.
You got it. All right, so Darren now has 2 points.
All right.
We got a close game here. Joe has 2, Darren has 2, and Larry with 1. All right, so now we're going to play a game called Do the Math. I'm going to ask you 2 trivia questions. They both have a number answer. You've got to add the 2 answers together. Give me the sum. Okay.
Well, you didn't say math was involved in any of this.
Yeah, I don't have my calculator here.
It's just simple math here. Okay. So just give me the one answer. Add it together. Don't give me both answers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Since today happens to be March 22nd, it's the 60th anniversary of the release of the Please Please Me album.
I was
in the
waiting for
UK.
that.
Yep. The first question, how many songs did the Beatles record on February 11th, 1963 that ended up on their debut album, Please Please Me? How many songs did the Beatles record that day, February 11th, 1963, that ended up on their debut album, Please Please Me?
Now we
And-
add the next.
Yeah, wait till the second one.
Mhm.
The second question. Second question is, how many Beatles songs did Wings do in concert during their Wings Over America tour?
Larry,
Okay, Larry,
I'm gonna say
just give me the
14.
14. Not correct.
Oh,
Joe,
I'm gonna go for 16.
not correct.
Yeah.
Darren,
15.
you got it.
You should always go with your first one.
The first one, how many songs did the Beatles record on February 11th, 1963 for Please Please Me? It was 10 songs
Yeah.
out of the 14.
Yeah.
Okay.
I will
They
admit-
also, what's that?
What's interesting that you asked that question is I've found as the years have gone by, all of the information and everything starts to get so twisted and jumbled up in your head. I remember years ago knowing that, but I completely forgot. That they did, like, because the 2 singles were on
Right.
Right.
on Please Please Me. So only this morning I wrote a little thing up and posted on my 2 Facebook pages about the 60th anniversary, and put that in, and it was like, you know what? I totally forgot. I always thought, oh, the album was recorded in one day. Well, in a way it was, but no, it wasn't, because the singles were
Right.
included to bring the number up to 14. So,
But it's
That was a
great.
good,
that helped me
good
there.
question.
It's great to know that, because so often you hear the Beatles recorded their first album in one day,
Yeah,
and
they
that's only
generally-
partially
yeah,
true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really a
Second
half
took
truth.
even longer.
Very good. Little bit of Ruddles in there. Thank you. And the answer to the other question, how many Beatles songs did Wings do in concert during the Wings Over America tour, was 5. Okay. 10 and 5 equals 15. All right. So Darren's in the lead right now with 4. Joe has 2 and Larry has 1. So now we go on to question number 6. So this is another Beatle game. It's called Act Naturally. So you would figure this has something to do with films. Okay, Beatle or solo Beatle films. It's a trivia question. You have to tell me in the Beatles film Help, what was the name of the tiger? The man-eating tiger who escaped the London Zoo.
Joe.
Okay.
Oh, Roger.
I guess I could
Roger
accept
Ringle.
that.
Ringle.
It's, well, you got it pronounced right. It's Raja. Whatever. It's
Oh.
Rajah.
All right. I guess I
But
snuck
that's
that
good.
one. Because at first I'm thinking, I raised my hand thinking a tiger.
Yeah,
Because it
I
just
know.
said a tiger. And then I'm thinking, did I remember the dialogue and something like that?
Okay. So it's not always to do with the music here. So there you go. So Joe is now tied with Darren 4-4, and Larry is hanging in there with 1. But you can make a big comeback here,
I
Larry.
will.
Now, here's where the big points come in.
This is 7, right?
Yeah. So this is now
I know
worth,
the answers already. He told me.
this one's worth 3 points. This is a multiple choice trivia question. Of the following 4 songs, only 1 made the top 10 on the Billboard charts in America. Can you name the right one? These were Beatle and solo Beatle singles. Was it P.S. I Love You, And I Love Her, Mind Games, or Blow Away?
Ooh,
Darren.
P.S. I Love You, number 1.
Actually, your answer is correct because it is P.S. I Love You, but it charted separately with Love Me Do and made number 10. Love Me Do went to number 1 and P.S. I Love You.
Oh, no, I meant your first number 1A.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Hey, no,
Okay.
yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah, no, you're right. So it went to number 10, P.S. I Love You. You might think the others went top 10, but they did not. Okay, all great songs, but
And
only
I
one
Love
of them.
Her. What did And I Love Her do?
12.
Oh,
Wow.
it did. Okay.
Yeah.
I knew Mind Games wasn't.
Mind Games went to 18, Blow Away
that's
went
a
to
stink.
16. You know, they all deserve to be top 10. Some will say number 1.
Now, what happens here? You had said there was some kind of, I could
Okay.
sell
So
my
that-
soul or something at this point. What was that?
This means that now for the 8th question or game, you can either choose, you can automatically be the first person to answer it, but you have to pick from 3 different Beatle games. Okay? You pick the game. If you get it wrong, you lose 4 points. And your opponents can try to get 4 points, or you could just be treated like everybody else and equally try to get that game or trivia question.
I'm gonna go like everything else and just.
It's just like Joe. This is not working.
Yeah,
I
and
thought
Tom,
it
in
would be
the first
something
game,
interesting. You know, if
nobody's
you
ever
want.
take. I would have done it this time. I would have.
So in other
I
words,
would've-
this is now a normal question,
Right. Okay.
and we get 3 points.
But just so you know, there are 3 different games, and just to pique your curiosity, they're called The Word, Famous Groupies. There's a game called Famous Groupies, and there's a game called Two of Us. So you could have picked one of those 3.
Okay, so but now you're going with your own regular question.
Right.
Okay.
So you're all treated equally here. Any one of you can get 4 points. It's whoever who gets it first. All right. This is a trivia question. Ringo Starr, in recent years, has covered and released 2 songs that were hits for Bill Haley and his Comets. Can you name both of them? For 4 points. Ringo Starr covered and released 2 Bill Haley and his Comet songs in the last few years. 2
Joe.
of them. Okay, Joe.
I only know one.
I'm
Rock
not gonna-
Around the Clock.
Say the second
And-
one.
I'm going to say. I know it's not right. I'm going to say "See You Later, Alligator." I know it's not.
It is right.
Are you kidding? When did he do that? I had no idea he did that.
It appeared on an album called Songs from Quarantine, Volume
Yeah.
2, from Rodney Crowell and Friends.
Yeah,
I
I knew
didn't
Rock
know-
Around the Clock,
Wha-
but
Yeah.
not the
I
other
didn't
one.
know that at all. But I thought, what other Bill Haley songs would he do? I'm thinking there's one called "Crazy Man Crazy" or something.
Yeah, I
thinking,
was
what
thinking of that one. I was going to say that one.
And I'm thinking,
Yeah.
I didn't know that version, but I'm glad I learned something.
I was going to say 20 Flight Rock, hoping that maybe they recorded it and it only came out as a B-side in Lithuania or something.
But
You
then
were
that
gonna
would
say Roger Miller or something. Roger.
But then that would be Paul McCartney with 20 Flat Rock.
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh,
But the other song, Rock Around the
Lithuania.
Clock, Ringo did on his EP, Change the World.
yeah.
Okay, so those are the 2 right there. So Joe now has 8 points. Darren has 7.
Ooh, wow.
And Larry has 1. So this is our last question here, and this is now worth 5 points.
What happened to 8?
That was the 8th one, the Ringo Starr one.
Yeah.
What was 7?
7 was the multiple choice. Which one
But
was the top 10 song?
Where was
Just making-
6?
We're not going to keep going back.
What was the first one? I don't remember.
Sure, you
I
know what's
remember.
going on here, Ken. I don't know. All right.
All right, so for 5 points here, this will determine the winner. Oh, you have to write this down.
Oh,
Write this down on your pen and paper,
You have
and
music?
then
Do we have time?
when-
wait a
you'll
minute.
have
But let me
time.
know.
You'll-
Let us know. Did you raise your hand if you got it first, or do you
No.
want to wait?
No,
We're all done.
you can all get 5 points on this one.
Oh, I
It all
see.
depends-
Okay.
But you have to, there's 3 answers and you have to have all 3.
Okay.
The Beatles, either as a group or as solo artists, have released 3 songs whose titles begin with the letter Z.
The Beatles.
The Beatles, as a group or as solo artists, They've released 3 songs whose titles begin with the letter Z. Name all 3 of them. And when you're all ready, just let me know. This is unfortunately how my mind works. I think about these things on a regular basis, not just for this show, but
Is
for
there
my
going to be a time
website.
limit?
Oh, it's 30 seconds to a minute.
All right, give us a time limit.
I'll give you a decent amount of time. So, yeah, it's not that easy.
No,
And actually,
no hints.
all right, you don't want a hint? All right, I won't give any hints. I won't give any hints. No, as long as you said that, Joe. Our audience might want a hint, but you just killed that for them. All these great thinkers. We'll have to wrap it up pretty soon here, guys.
I'm all right with that.
3 songs that start with the letter Z. All right. Are we all about ready?
Sure.
All right. Let's see where we stand here.
All at once?
Let's do one at a time. We'll start with you, Darren. You've got
Really?
no.
Uh,
You got one of them.
Well, I figured it's possible somebody did Zimbabwe, and then hey,
I was
zippity
actually thinking of Zippity Doo
I
Dah.
could
I
see
was going to
Ringo
write that
doing
That
down.
may be a
Zippity-Doo-Dah.
B-side in Lithuania somewhere for some.
That was a good. That was a good guess.
Okay, well, you got one of them there.
Thanks.
Okay, Larry, what do you have? Okay, you got one.
The only one.
Let's see if Joe is our winner again. Well, you got 2 of the 3.
Zigzag.
Okay, so none of you got it.
Zigzag.
It's a
All right,
B-side, a George Harrison B-side.
Well, that's the thing. Zoo Gang was the B-side of
Yeah.
Band on the Run in the UK. Zigzag was the B-side of
It's got
When
to
We
be
Was
a
Fat.
Ringo song with a Z, right? Am I right?
We've been talking about it on our podcasts.
Are you kidding me? Well, you know how that's how
Hey,
the mind
listen.
goes. Hey, I got the
Yeah.
most.
All right, the third one. Zoom in, zoom out.
Oh, wow, yeah. Oh,
Wow.
From the Zoom
I knew it was
in
had to be a
EP.
Ringo. I knew it had to be a Ringo. That was there. That should have come a lot easier, but wow.
Yeah, well, there you go. So Joe, once again, you just edged out Darren. 8-7.
That was scary, Darren. I got to say, you put up a good fight there. Wow.
Okay.
I can't get a half point or a quarter of a point for zippity.
I think that's the most creative one that could have very well been a song that Ringo would have done or something.
You ever have something stuck in your head that you know is wrong, but you can't get it out of there? When you mentioned Zoo Gang immediately.
I was thinking of that song
Yeah,
too.
the first one is Zoo Gang.
Yeah.
Where Zimbabwe came from, I don't know. But all of a sudden, Zimbabwe came across.
Yeah.
Somebody did a song called Zimbabwe. It has nothing to do with the Beatles. That I would think of. And then, of course, I couldn't get it out of my head.
You're not thinking of like Bambula from Ringo.
I thought of that.
No.
Zimbabwe.
I'm like Bambula. No, I wish it was Zambula, but it's not.
Okay. All right. So Joe, you have done it again. You are the master here. So congratulations to you. You have bragging rights till the next show. Hopefully we'll have you on again pretty soon.
Guys, it was fun. Always
fun. For everybody watching, if you want to get in contact with Joe or Larry or Darren, there's contact information in the description box here, as well as for me. And don't forget, on my website, kenmichaelsradio.com, every week there's Beatles trivia, games just like this, or trivia questions. And because this particular week, it is the anniversary of Please Please Me, it happens to be a Please Please Me trivia question on my website. And there's 10 prizes to pick from every single week. Books, CDs, DVDs. Actually, do I have it here? I think I do. Get Back on Blu-ray. I have 1 copy to give away here. All right. That's just one of the 10 prizes that you can win. just go to my website, kenmichaelsradio.com, click on the Beatles Trivia and Games tab. Actually, that whole link is in the description box too. So thanks to the three of you for being great guests here on the show.
Okay.
And this has been fun.
Absolutely. Always a blast from the
Zip
past.
everyone.
Okay.
I'm going
Thanks
to
to-
cry once you're off screen.
Thanks to everybody for watching, and we'll see you all next time.
So long.
Bye.